before? Had
I
anybody
had
seen
never
this movie
seen it.
before? I'd never even
No,
heard of it.
me either.
Yeah, I shot it
No.
showed up on a list like the 25 best con men, confidence men movies ever made, and The Sting was number one, and it was like three or four. And I thought, how did I miss this? But apparently, I'm not alone. Anyway, there's the quickie. Uh, a con men film, two guys, one girl, one of them falls in love, the typical script. Its budget was 20 million, but only did 5.5 million in box office, so it was not a commercial success.
That's why
Judging
nobody
by
showed
us,
it.
we never heard of it. Mixed reviews, including only 2.5 stars from Roger Ebert. The director, Rian Craig Johnson, made his directorial debut with a movie called Brick in 2005. It was some sort of neo-noir mystery. I'd never heard of it, but it grossed 4 million on a $500,000 budget. So in those terms, a commercial success. He did. He got into mainstream. He got mainstream recognition for a science fiction thriller called Looper. Has anybody heard or seen Looper?
Oh, yeah.
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 Okay. And then he landed his biggest project when he wrote and directed Star Wars: The Last Jedi in 2017, which grossed over $1 billion. I don't know what the budget was, but I'm sure it made the money. He returned to the mystery genre with the Knives Out film series, and I know there's a new one out. Earned him Academy Award nominations for Best Original Screenplay and Best Adapted Screenplay. So you guys saw the movie, you know the plot. I'm not going to retell it to you. Um, I'll ask the questions, and you guys. What he said was he wanted to create a character-based con man film with an emotional payoff, while including all the typical storytelling aspects of that genre. And he felt by sticking to the standard format of a con man film with two guys, a girl, and one of them falls in love, he could deviate from the classical ending with a big twist. He said when writing the script, his main influence came from Paper Moon. And didn't we watch Paper Moon a couple
We
of
did.
Long ago.
Everybody would know that as
We did.
as ground zero for something like this.
Mm.
I'm going to take the liberty, because I'm not sure how much energy I will have, to tell you the little moments in the film that I liked, that I thought made it memorable. You know, in addition to the typical plot, well, typical plot plus the plot twist. I liked the music. He said when he was making the movie, writing the script, he listened to nothing but the band. And early in the movie, there is a bite from a Faces song called "I'm Losing You," and I don't think they ever get to the vocals, but they get to the guitar riff. Obviously, Bob Dylan's "I'll Be Staying Here with You," and Cat Stevens' "Miles from Nowhere" plays a pretty good role. But I thought the way they weaved the music in was, you know, it helped it hold together. When a couple of a couple of the moments I liked when they were on the train and they were trying to burn the letter, and the two brothers couldn't even figure out how to burn a letter. I thought that was a humanizing moment. Um, there, there was a line in there about you have constipation of the soul. I think she told. Love that. And then she virtually had a pornographic scene with the rhythm of the train.
Mhm.
So you get your vibrations wherever you can. Then their kissing scene. I mean, that was quite a kissing scene.
Yeah.
And she had been isolated, and when she had a chance to kiss, she kissed back. She kissed way back. And then after she got away with the book and whatever she told the
The
guys,
chief of police, yeah.
and
I
the happy dance she does on the sidewalk, I think is the one best bit of physical comedy acting I've ever seen. It was just I thought an uplifting scene, and I don't know what she said, but it worked, and there she is. Now, I'm going to brag a little bit because the final episode, the final scene is supposed to happen at this waterfront castle that's been abandoned, where he in St. Petersburg. Do you know the castle, the waterfront castle I'm talking about for the final showdown? That's not in St. Petersburg. That's in Constanta, Romania. And when we went on our cruise this summer, we flew into Bucharest, toured Bucharest, and then got transportation to Constanta, where the cruise actually started. And the very first thing we see when we get off the cruise ship is that, and it is not it is a casino. And the day we were there, they were reopening it with a big ribbon cutting. They had an orchestra out front. So we were there for like the sound check and pre-show. And as a group, we got to walk by and see what they were about to do. But as I was watching the movies, like, I've been there. Wait a minute. But that's not in St. Petersburg. That's in Romania. And I came home and then I looked it up on where the scenes were shot. So one of the few times where my travel helped me go, wait a minute, that's not. So,
So it's obviously not an abandoned building anymore, Gary.
not anymore. I think it had been run down, which is probably, I don't know how long ago it's been run down, but somebody has poured a lot of money into it. And now it is a world-class casino. And we were there on the day of its reopening.
When did they shoot this?
Wasn't it 09?
Yeah. So
I think it was 08. I think
08.
Yeah.
Came out in 09.
It may have been in bad shape for a long time, but it's in primo shape now. So welcome, Jeff.
Jeff,
Hey, Jeff.
You want me to repeat all that?
yes, please.
So Gary, is that the Danube?
Yes. Yes. That's where the cruise started. Bucharest is not on the Danube. Anyway, but I'll start, and throughout the three questions I like to ask, what do you think? Well, we know what the director was trying to do. He was trying to do a typical con man, but add an emotional twist with his ending. And second question, did you think he pulled it off? And three, was it worth your time and money? If anybody wants to throw in, I'm all ears, and I may not say anything for the next 50 minutes.
Well, it was about $3.50 for me. I'd say it was worth that. It struck me, Gary, as a cross between The Sting, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, and Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
Yeah, and I think the music, kind of rootsy music, helped with that.
Yeah, you were talking about Cat Stevens, and when I heard that, I thought, well, that's got to be Cat Stevens. And then the more I listened to it, the less sure I was.
I agree. I thought the same thing. I had to stay for the credits to see that it was him performing.
Yeah, same thing, Mike. And immediately it sounded a lot like him, but the further the song went along, the less sure I was. So obviously I'm not the only one.
Well, Karen was one of the first on the Zoom and said she was glad we picked it. She'd never heard of it. She likes those actors. So Karen, I'll spin the wheel towards you. And
Oh, okay. Well, there was so much I thought to like about it. First of all, that it was so timeless. Between the costumes and the settings and the way they got around transportation and all, it was like, well, it's not right now, but it's not exactly, I can't pinpoint and say it's the 1930s or the 1820, I liked that in terms of that look, and that it was playful in many ways, especially, this character of Stephen, the Mark Ruffalo character. And then, immediately, of course, the Old English major here, Stephen, Daedalus, Bloom, Leopold, the bowler hats. This is like, okay, James Joyce, yes. I was all excited about that. And I just felt like the con part of it was just a vehicle for so many other sort of messages, even Plato's cave kind of a message, which I found online. I'm not going to take credit for that, but this idea that our human experience is really just it's a fiction. And we're in the cave and we're looking at shadows, and Plato's idea was you come out of the cave and go toward the light. And then, in contemporary psychology, we talk about, about perception and how, the old saying, to see is to believe, but actually not. To believe is to see. You see what you expect to see. And that's exactly what a con is all about, is seeing what you expect to see. So I liked that. I loved the whole, the symbolism of the pinhole photography and how it distorted things. And Bloom tells her, oh, it's, the truth and a lie. And she goes, well, I don't know about truth, but it's a secret, it's a secret that has a secret. And so, then Herman Melville,
Right.
the guy that played Hagrid in the Harry Potter movies, and they named the boat Fidelis, which is like, the confidence man story, which is probably the least well-known of Melville's,
That's a deep dive there. Yeah.
yeah. But this idea that it's deception that leads to profit. And she's sort of, you realize she's kind of got this figured out, but she doesn't care. It's the adventure for her, and just, the money doesn't mean all that much. But I also like, the just sort of the breadcrumbs that they would lay down when Stephen tells his brother, if I ever con you, that's when I die, and that's exactly what happens at the end. But even his brother, was prescient about that. He told Penelope, he said, I think that my brother Stephen would love to die at the end of a con. That's sort of, kind of coming, the idea of, he's going to come full circle. So, yeah, there was just so much to like. I'm going to watch this one again. There was just so much to like, and I'm sure there were things that I missed that I'll see again. But just the idea of like, is it reality or is it fiction? Is it truth or is it a lie? And it really isn't. It isn't this versus that. It was sort of the lines kind of blurred. Those were intersecting Venn diagrams, and we're kind of there in that middle space. And so
Well,
I really liked. So there was so much about this that I thought was really good. And then the idea that each section had a label. And then the last one called the big finish, which
Mhm.
in a con is like, okay, this is how we get the most, this is the big profit. But actually the big finish was, Stephen's death. And so, and then, the fact that it sort of releases his brother, releases Bloom to be, what he has said all along he wanted to be. But
you mentioned that the con was almost a side
it was
story.
just like a tool, there was,
Because
to me, it was,
the
and I liked it, don't get me wrong. Yeah, it was
complicated, cons that they built on, they show them on paper, but you really don't, like in the Sting, you see every step and who gets conned and all. This one, you see that there's a plan, but you really don't see the steps. You just
yeah,
see the general idea, and you never know who's in, who's out, who's
right.
in,
Like that
who's going
first
to.
death scene, when she reads his inside and pulls out and she has realized that it's like, I was like, oh, and then the second one, he does the backflip and you're like, but no, as soon as you see the cuff turn brown, yeah.
That was great.
He did a beautiful, I thought, the Rian Johnson not only directed it, but he wrote it too. He did a beautiful job, I think. And it's so underrated. But anyway, I've talked too
Let's
long.
see. I'm surprised that nobody in this group had even heard of it or seen it. Yeah. Anybody else?
I think one thing I saw, it got such a limited release. I think that must have been what hurt it.
Does it say why? Do you know why?
Pardon?
Did you read that it had limited release or why it had limited release?
No, I was kind of glad. I just saw it on a YouTube video before the meeting started, and I was kind of glancing to see if I could spot why it had such a limited release, but I haven't seen why.
I'm always interested in not only your reaction, but your wife's reaction. Did she watch it with you?
She didn't. No.
Did you invite her?
No, I was just she wasn't around that night.
Okay.
I mean, she was here.
I know she's walked out on a couple before, but I didn't know. So what was your take, Bill?
I liked it. I mean, it was it reminded me of Wes,
Wes Anderson.
Wes
Yeah.
Anderson,
That
yeah,
magical realism.
his kind of deal, and and I guess maybe what you guys were talking about, the parts were hidden or something like that. I did have kind of a hard time understanding, especially the final scene, what exactly was happening there. I'd be curious
There
to.
were two endings. Did you follow that, right?
Well, they pulled off their final deal, but and then Steve died, right?
Yeah, that's the final, but there was a other ending where he bounced back up and said, and so the other brother had a fantasy ending that we all got to watch, but it wasn't the real ending.
And was it the gunshot from the guy that was leaving in the back? Was that that was the death shot, right?
I assume, yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I thought so. Yeah. But then after that, there's like actually an ending with Penelope and Bloom where, he's sort of redeemed and, as a result of his brother, giving up his life. And so in a sense, it's sort of a happy ending, but not, yeah.
But he only realizes his brother is dead when he looks at the blood marks that he's left on him in their final embrace.
Yeah.
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 Mattson?
I liked it. I wasn't jumping up and down for it. I just it seemed less surprising than the Sting, at least the Sting at first watch. I don't know. It was enjoyable, but
2.5
that's
stars.
it. Huh?
2.5 stars.
No, I'd give
Roger
it
Ebert.
6.5, 7, and I didn't have any reason to dislike it. I kind of thought that she at the end would turn out to be scamming them.
Oh, that would have been good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Chris said something to the
Right.
effect to me earlier about that's where her head
that's
went.
what I kept expecting to happen, was that she played a really nice role in the thing, and maybe she set the Blooms up initially
Mhm.
and drug them along. Anyway, I waited for that to happen and it didn't.
That's a hell of a plot. That would have been a hell of a plot twist too.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah. Would've
You
been a
should
good
write
one.
screenplays.
I think they should refilm it with that as the new ending.
Yeah.
Oh, there you
Re-release it.
go.
Well, it felt like she was dragging Bloom along
It's
from
not
the
called the
last
Brothers
third of the
Bloom.
movie.
It's not the Brothers Bloom and that babe, it's
Yeah.
It's all
was
about this is
originally-
about the brothers and
The original
they
script is
have
called Penelope. That's the
Really?
name. That's the name of the original script. Yeah.
Huh.
So I'm not sure it would have done any better with that title and box office than it did with Brothers Bloom.
It
Donna?
sounds like it was poorly managed if they didn't release it, and that's all
Right.
it generated on
Yeah.
a 20 million budget.
Yeah.
But they had some big names in there. It had to cost them a ton
Right.
for the talent.
Yeah,
Donna,
Maximilian
we're gonna start
Schell. I
over.
didn't even recognize him.
Who's that?
Looked it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Donna, we're going to start
I'm a
over.
dog.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Girlfriend's having a birthday party. I couldn't miss it, but I thought I'd be here on time. Sorry.
All right, we'll let you soak in comments and from the other unpaid film critics. Jeff Copeland always ends up last, and I'm not going to let that happen tonight.
Good.
All right. Well, I did enjoy it as a bottom line. I just felt like this was a very light movie, and all kudos to Karen. She found all these references to classical literature and stuff that I was not versed in. So I appreciate that. Yeah, exactly. But that's very cool. I found a certain similarity, not because of the Cat Stevens music, but with movies like Harold and Maude, which are just crazy and kind of chaotic, and you just don't know which way it's going to go. And the sheer joy that Penelope exhibited sometimes, like I got the book, and she was jumping up and down and yelling and screaming, and she was just like a ray of sunshine, but a very smart ray of sunshine. She wasn't naive about things particularly. She had more understanding what was going on than they realized, and they were kind of waiting for her to care about it, and she didn't. So I really liked that character development, and the relationship between the brothers, of course, was a central piece of this, and how they go back and forth. And is he really wanting to leave, or is this part of part of the whole plot? It was was good. And it was a little bit of a brain twister, had some twists in it, and just made me feel good. So I liked it.
And I like that they had some history too with Diamond Dog and some,
Mhm.
I mean, there was a little bit of backstory going on with between the different scam artists.
Yeah, and the the Brody character, his complaint that everything I do is a story, a script written for me. I don't feel like I've lived anything real. And she had been isolated, and so she wanted to plug into what she thought was real, which was their adventures. So to them, their adventures were plotted. To her, those adventures, I mean, she went the other way when everybody else was getting out of the building she was
Yeah.
going. She wanted to
went-
taste real, and did. And they provided her some adventure that, for them was preordained. But for her, who knew which way it was going to go? So I thought that was
You
a
know,
nice.
I recollect it at one point in the movie in one of the stings they were doing after it was over. Did they mention, or did I just dream it, that they had hired French people or something else? So there were
Russians.
participants just like there were in the sting, where there's a cast of 10 or 20
Yeah.
other people that they had hired for
Yeah,
their
you don't see
sting.
those, but they had mentioned that they had a team around them. It wasn't just always the two of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the Russians and that last big sting that actually did, double cross them. It wasn't just a play, and which sort of plays back to the thing that Bloom had said earlier about how his brother wrote his cons like dead Russians write novels.
Yeah.
That's good. Mahoney, have an opinion?
I'm somewhere between Karen and Matson on this. I really like the humor in the movie, very much so, and particularly how it was just sort of slipped in. It never ever hit you over the head too much with it. But I felt like the movie, at least to me, seemed to wander in the back of it a little bit, and so I guess I had some problems following it towards the end. I think Matson's idea of having Penelope actually con them all would have been, like you say, Whit, a hell of a plot twist. I think that would have been really charming.
Yeah.
So I thought it was interesting. Like I say, I like the humor of it. I was hoping for a bit more. It was a well done film, but left me wanting some stuff on it. But I'm glad I saw it. Now I've never seen it before, so
Yeah.
that was good.
One of the things I'd written down is one of my favorites is when she is doing the card trick where she turns up all the aces and then does it again. It would have been real easy to put somebody else's hands there, but her face is reflected. And they said she learned card tricks, multiple musical instruments in the making of this movie. She learned how to do everything there. And that card trick, I mean, not only is it her hands, her face, and she's reciting lines. I mean, she's advancing the story. I can't rub my belly and tap my head. And she was doing all those things. I thought it was
Well,
pretty
Rachel
amazing.
Weisz is an amazing actor. Yeah.
Chris, what'd you think?
Well, I'm in Mahoney's camp. He's joined mine several times, so I'll join yours tonight, Mike. Yeah, it was okay. I expected a little bit more here and there, but my favorite two actors were Penelope and Bang Bang. I mean, Bang Bang,
yeah.
you're always watching her. What's she going to do next? She's pulling stuff out of her pockets and, behind her back and whatever. And wow, she was so fun. And it said that she only said 3 words the whole movie, with the exception of when she did the karaoke.
Yeah.
But she was intriguing. I was always watching her, see what she was going to be up to. And then, of course, Penelope was fabulous.
Chris, what was the third word? Because 2 of them were "fuck me."
I don't know.
When the turret blew up and she had used too much
Too much,
explosive
yeah.
on the church. That
She
was the first
was
time I
always blowing.
remember her saying anything. Fuck me.
I don't know, Michael. I didn't do that much research to see what it was, but
Apparently, she had done a silent or she had done a movie with no lines in it right before this. And Ryan called her up and said, "Do you want to do a second part where there are no lines?" And she went, "Yeah, sure. I can do that."
she was good at it, just using her facial expressions and stuff. But I thought that, Brody with Bloom, he was kind of a sad sack, and I was getting real tired of his deal. It's like, come on, you have this beautiful woman. Let's get this thing going here, and somebody smile for crying out loud.
Well, Roger Ebert said sort of the same thing. There was too much sulking on his part, and he didn't
Okay.
need to be, that morose through the whole thing. There were plenty of things going his way.
But he was like having an existential crisis. It's not a bubbly time,
Yeah. It was like, enough, Brody, enough. Yeah.
Jeff Arthur, what's the West
Well,
Coast thing?
Karen stole everything I was going to say.
I'll go last next time.
Donna,
No,
I thought you should go back.
Okay.
You too. You guys should go back to the beginning and watch this. It's a master class in finding hidden meanings and hidden symbols in a movie.
Great.
From Karen Walsh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Clearly, that all was way above my head. I didn't catch any of that, but I was entertained. I enjoyed it. I especially, like Chris said, the Penelope character was really fun. She probably carried the whole movie for me. And Bang Bang was great. The rest of it I didn't really get. I didn't really follow the relationship between the two brothers. Again, the Bloom guy being really sad all the time. Why is he called Bloom and the other guy's named Steven if they're both brothers Bloom?
Their last names were Bloom, but they each had first names.
No,
They never called Bloom
they only
anything but
called-
Bloom.
No, I saw that in that YouTube video. That is the one brother's name is Bloom and the other one's Steve. They didn't tell you what the last name is.
I missed that.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
Because in
That
the
doesn't
end,
make
the
any
brothers,
sense in the title, though.
death of one brother, they merge and they become the brothers.
Well, you could take it too that they bloom. I mean, literally, both of them bloom and come together and come out. They both of them by the end of the movie have evolved to something else. Yeah.
But mostly Bloom.
Yeah.
The
Mostly
arc,
Bloom.
the arc of the
Mhm.
character, as
Steven,
Gary
I
would
think
say, was
he's been
about Bloom.
I think he's consistent throughout.
Okay.
The
I've
other
gotta
thing I
say,
wasn't
the
sure, there was some weird thing going on between Bloom and Diamond Dog. Is that his name?
Yeah.
There was some kind of history there that I wasn't
Mhm.
sure why he was so petrified of him, but
He must have double-crossed him in the past in a way that they could not forgive him. They don't explain what it is, but it must have been a deep hurt.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I watched it on, I think it was Tubi for free, so I didn't spend anything, but
Time.
but no, it did keep me entertained. So.
John, you were going to interject something.
Well, I was the picture that Jeff has behind him of the cat with the splint
Yeah.
riding in a
One-legged.
really big shoe was absolutely hilarious.
Take the other way. There it is.
Yeah.
One-legged cat.
Didn't Bang
Can
Bang
you
say
imagine
something
the
about that cat?
puppetmaster being told, okay, we've got to have a little kitten that's got a splint on one, or no, they said he'd lost a leg, so that's.
No, he had one leg. He lost 3 legs. That's why he's in
Is that what it?
shoe.
Okay. That
That was your Wes Anderson moment.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
He had the character Penelope, Rachel Weisz, her name, she had to learn to skateboard for the movie too.
Mhm.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, Donna, you were late, so you get to go last.
Okay, well, I like the movie very much. I had never seen it before, and I was surprised. But because I think, Gary, you had said in the idea of Sting, I wasn't sure because I saw the end coming. And maybe everybody did, I don't know, but I saw the end coming that this was that Stephen was going to sacrifice himself for his brother. And uh, I don't know, I knew that was coming, and that was the only thing that bothered me because I want to be, I want to be conned like everybody else is. And I wasn't at the very end. I loved it. Loved Penelope. I loved, I loved everything about it. I loved that she learned all these amazing things and thought she was, thought she was nothing, and she had all these talents. So I really enjoyed it. It was just the ending when he dies, I went, I knew that was going to happen, and and it bothered me. That's all. But I really enjoyed it, and I'm so glad I saw it because I had never even heard of it before. So it was really good.
The reason I mentioned the Sting, I think it was on some magazine or website's listing of the top 25 or 50 con men sings. And I think
Huh?
number one was The Sting, and number two was Paper Moon, and then number 4 or 5 was this movie. And I thought, how did I miss this? So
Yeah.
the only comparison was it was some sort of Confidence Man plot that
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I don't know if you were on board when Matson said he thought the movie would have been a, a better finish if she had conned them.
I know. I love that idea. Yes, that would
I
have
don't
been
love that idea at
because
all.
that would have gotten us
You don't
all.
like that idea?
No, no. I mean, then it blows up. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's like, yeah, there's that part of me that says, oh, if Bang Bang had come in and rescued Steven, but no, he
No.
had to die. It was
Yeah.
that's,
No, he
you know,
had
that's,
to.
Obviously,
yeah,
Don saw
that's,
that coming, so it was a fulfillment of what was projected to happen. So
Yeah.
yeah, either good for you for seeing it coming, or I'm sorry you saw it coming and
Yeah.
couldn't take it in that
I
way.
don't know either. But it was good. I mean, I enjoyed. I'm glad I saw it, and yeah, I just loved all the characters. I love the relationship between the brothers. Um, I think that is a key. Was when Bloom says that he thought his life was a script, and yeah, his brother kind of manipulated him, conned him into doing all these cons, and it was a con against a con against a con, and it was just good. It was just I just loved that relationship that they were, that they were so good together. So,
Donna, did you count the cons?
pardon me?
Did you count how many cons?
No, I didn't. I thought about doing that. And I went, oh, that's being tacky. So I won't do
Well,
it.
you did it before. I figured you might for this.
I
Just
did before
teasing.
because I just thought it was so funny that I was conned so many times in the same movie.
Yeah.
So I didn't do it this time. No.
If you trade her line about, well, I learned to do all these things through books, and you changed it I learned to do all these things through YouTube, you would modernize the movie.
Yeah. Oh, you're right. You are absolutely right.
But
Yeah.
she was isolated, so nothing that she did, and she didn't have a teacher. She taught herself. She had no interaction with the world, and so she latched on to their adventure, even though they knew it was manufactured. For her, it
But it
was
wasn't for her.
first reality that she could enjoy.
Just
Yeah.
not much of a driver.
no, she was not a good driver. You're right. Yeah.
That was
Yes,
pretty
okay.
All
funny.
right. I'm going to make one more. I'm going to make one more assertion here that it had to end the way it ended and not with Penelope, because in the beginning with the narrator, sort of the origin story part, when young Stephen says, the perfect con is when everyone involved gets just the thing they wanted.
Yes.
That's how it ends.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Exactly.
you've got the brackets. And, yeah.
Mhm.
And how many times during this film was that said?
And it
Yeah.
was said multiple times. Yeah, at least
Numerous
2 or
times.
3.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, certainly at the beginning and the end, but there was at least one more and maybe two
Uh-huh.
more.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, John, I
Yeah.
agree. So
Am I the only person that didn't know what will-o'-the-wisp meant? And remember they went into the cave.
Yeah, I think so. I think you're the only one.
Will-o'-the-wisp. I am, okay.
You win.
Can I have a show of hands, please? No, I had to look it up. I said, I don't know what that is.
What is it?
It's like a ghostly phosphorescence that comes
Like
off
an
of a
apparition.
swamp or something like that for, release of gases. And it looks like, an apparition in colors and stuff. So
The next time I release gas, I'm just going to tell everybody that was a will-o'-the-wisp.
that's right.
It's a mischievous spirit that leads people
Yeah.
astray.
Or
That's
that.
right.
I could use that too.
Does it glow?
Yes.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. It glows.
Can you light it on fire?
And near a flame, yes.
I was thinking about the Diamond Dogs thing, and the first thing that came to mind was Ted Lasso, because the boys would get together in the clubhouse. But then that refers back to a David Bowie album.
Yeah.
That was the sort of the inspiration, because Ted Lasso guys were always talking about different music and so forth. So that's the derivation there, as far as I can tell.
Wow. Yeah, music was a part of this that I wasn't even aware of. And, the parts that were obvious. If you want to sell me a movie, put a Bob Dylan song in it, and I'm
Right.
going to
Right.
everything else is okay. And it's a nice, sweet song during his Nashville days. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, then you
That-
must have seen Laurel Canyon.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Another
best
recommendation.
musical documentary I've seen ever is the Billy Joel documentary.
Oh, I know. That's a good one. That's very good.
Karen refuses to watch.
Well, yeah, Karen, really
I'm
good.
not a
But take
fan.
a chance on it.
Yeah.
And I was not a Billy Joel fan. I had to, Mahoney knows, I had to play Piano Man so many times that I just turned him against me. But his body of work is,
Yeah. It's
well
really,
done.
it's really quite interesting. Yeah.
I threw that in just for Karen's sake.
The only
Guys,
thing
My
about-
recommendation for a musical documentary, is Festival Express, which took place in 1970 when the Grateful Dead, the band, and Janis Joplin took a train across Canada and did several concerts.
Oh,
And
my.
you see what goes on the train, which is
Amazing.
what you would expect in 1970 from that crowd.
was it pre-Woodstock?
No,
Because
after-
Woodstock was 69. This would have been after Woodstock.
After
Yeah.
And what's
And
it
also
called, Karen?
after Altamont.
Yeah, what's
Oh.
it called, Karen?
What's it called?
Festival
Express.
Express.
Okay.
And what happens on the train is way more important than the concerts they gave.
Jeff,
Sounds good.
you've seen it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rick Danko. Rick Danko is just hilarious. He gets so drunk and he sings with such soul.
From the band? The band was on the
The
train?
band,
Yeah.
the Grateful Dead, and
Yeah.
Janis Joplin.
Wow.
Wow.
I know.
I'm a
I
big
know.
band fan.
She was not much long for this world.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Wow.
I went to Big Pink this summer.
I went last summer.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's right.
It's like a hallowed ground.
It's an Airbnb.
really?
Yeah. But you can't go into the basement.
Oh.
When you rent the house, you get everything in the house except the basement.
Hmm.
Well,
Because I'm sure there are people who've just been tearing off pieces of wallpaper and
Mhm.
Sure.
board and
Yeah.
everything. So they were like, okay, no, not enough. That's enough. Guys, thanks for throwing in. I'm about to run out of energy, so I'll sit and listen while you guys today was my chemo day. I'm just about hairless, but hanging in there. So I'm four out of 8.
Oh, you still look good, Gare.
Yeah, you
still
look great.
good.
well,
Halfway through.
who is up next so that Whit knows before he leaves?
Jeff.
Yeah, we're
Oh.
back to the beginning of the alphabet.
All right.
Otterman.
I like that. So in 2 weeks.
15th.
One thing I noticed, this group seems to have to like movies with cons.
Yeah.
We watched Runaway Jury, that had a con in it, and Paper Moon, and The Sting, and now this one.
Yeah.
Boy, we really get a kick out of these.
I
Yep.
like to pick movies that I've not seen and hope that other people
Yeah.
haven't seen, and then cross my fingers that it's watchable. I'm not always successful. I'm always successful at throwing you unknowns. But I like to watch movies for the first time, not the second and third time.
Right. Right.
That's just me.
Yeah, I'd never heard of this one, so I'm glad I got to see it.
Yeah,
Me-
me too.
Yeah, it was
It,
good.
it had, had a little bit of something to it because it was on that list. And it had those stars in it. I figured it can't be that bad.
So Jeff, do you have something or are you going to email us?
Oh, yeah. I guess I'll have to email you because I wasn't thinking it was my turn. So sorry about that.
Has anybody seen
Hey,
any
we got 2 weeks.
series on TV or anything that they would recommend?
American Revolution.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, that's so
Yeah.
good.
we watched that too. Wow.
I've been watching Absentia, which is kind of a thriller kind of thing. A woman that's been kept in captivity for 6 years and comes back, and she was an FBI agent. So it's kind of an interesting. I've only seen like two, two, and it's like 8. So I don't know how good it is, but it starts out pretty good.
We
My
just
son Dylan
finished.
recommended Pluribus.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
Is
I've been
anybody-
Pluribus.
watching that. It's good. Have you been watching it, Gary?
Is it?
Interesting. Yeah, I have been watching that. Yeah.
We just finished Hostage, which is Netflix, and it's the British Prime Minister and the French President.
What's it called again, John?
Hostage. It's
Oh,
only five-
Hostage. Oh yeah, I saw that. Yes, that's
yeah,
good.
It's only 5 episodes.
Yeah, but it's very good. I like that
Uh-huh.
a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, honey, I've got one that I think you would like. It's on FX called The Lowdown, starring Ethan Hawke, and it's a 5 or 6 part series. And he is a gritty, he's not a historian, he calls himself a truth historian. He owns a bookstore and writes long investigative pieces that eventually turn the town's power structure upside down. It's based in Tulsa. It's real gritty. You would love it.
What's it called again, Gary?
Lowdown.
Lowdown. Okay.
Ethan Hawke. He's the worst father figure you could imagine, and his daughter loves him, and they conquer the world.
I've been
Somebody,
watching-
I think, last time recommended Down Cemetery Road, and I love it. I've been watching
Isn't
that.
that good? Oh,
Based
she's so
in
good.
Oxford, so I also enjoy, sort of looking at like places I recognize and,
Yeah, yeah,
um,
yeah.
So, yeah, appreciate that recommendation. And Emma Thompson, you can't
I've
hardly
been
go wrong.
watching
Can't beat her.
the last season of Stranger Things, which is, I've been watching with my son, and that whole series is kind of written for children of the 80s. It's got all these things that relate to 80s, well, whatever, movies that came out in the 90s, Goonies, things like that. But it's pretty good. I missed season 3 and 4 of it. I watched a summary of it, and I started watching this final season, and it's good. And it's funny that you mentioned Ethan Hawke, because Ethan Hawke's daughter she's a part of the cast.
Oh yeah.
Really?
He has a daughter with Uma Thurman,
Mhm.
and I think Maya Hawke is her name. But anyway, she's part of the cast, and yeah, it's entertaining. Scary.
Hey, before I go, Jeff Copeland, have you got a pen and paper?
Yes,
How far do you live from Chesterfield?
about 20 minutes.
All right. On the 10th, I have to be in St. Louis for a PET scan, and we're staying at a house, and I've invited Karen over, and you guys could come over on the evening of the 10th if you don't have anything else. And I'll give you the address, and you can email me later but it's 801 Stone Bluff Court in Chesterfield on the 10th. We're driving up on the 10th, and Joan and I will, invite you over for dinner. We've got PET scans and meetings with oncologists on Thursday, then we drive back Friday. So
Okay.
we're
Yeah,
in a
we'd
house,
love.
we're guests in a house, and if it's within your striking distance, please, I think Karen's going to come. Please
I'm
join.
definitely gonna, I've got it on my calendar, yeah.
Okay.
We'd love to see
One
you.
more thing,
Yes.
as far as holiday movies go, my recommendation is if you're going to watch Love Actually, which I always do, you
I
need
know.
to follow it with Die Hard, because Alan Rickman gets what he deserves for breaking Emma Thompson's heart.
No,
In Die Hard.
everybody gets what they deserve.
It was like Barbenheimer, the perfect pairing of movies.
Yippee-ki-yay.
Well, don't forget the holiday movie classic, Bad Santa.
Oh
good?
my God.
Yeah.
Speaking of that,
1 and 2.
the Landman is back on.
Oh, I know. Oh my God. Landman is, it's just amazing. Just amazing. But Karen, I love Love Actually. People hate me for
yeah.
it, but I love it.
Well, and there are parts where you're like, ooh, that hasn't stood the test of time.
Well, yeah,
Especially the
maybe,
guy
but, you
standing
know,
outside with the cards. It's like, oh no.
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, I
But
know.
there's a lot of it that to love. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Colin
watched-
Firth part, the the porn movie.
All of it. I just love it. Yeah.
We watched
Everything about it.
Scrooge the other night, and
Oh,
the Art House Theater here had Scrooge on as a free movie for members.
Oh, that's one of my favorites.
Oh,
Scrooge.
I don't understand the appeal to that one at all. So,
Really?
no,
Oh, the Bill Murray one?
no.
Oh my God, I think it's so good. I mean, it's so funny. That's why I think it's so funny.
Well, that's why the world goes around. We have different opinions.
That's right. That's
Thanks
right.
for taking care of our family last week, Donna. Very nice.
Oh, yes. Oh, it was so much fun. We had a great time. Yeah. And we'll see you at our granddaughter is being presented to society on Saturday. So we're coming. So
You're all
that'll be
invited to
fun.
that too.
Yeah.
Last
didn't
year,
think-
last year, Patty was saying, she said, we were talking about her favorite Christmas movies, and she said, oh, my favorite one's Love Actually. And I said, well, I don't think I've ever seen it. She goes, I see it every year. I was like, how could you see it every year? And I've never seen it. You know? So then I did sit down and watch it, and it is really, really good.
It's really good.
Yeah.
I'm starting to worry about your wife's secret life.
Now, does anybody watch It's a Wonderful Life?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
every year.
So I wanted, I've done that almost every year with my nieces and nephews, and did it last year. I think I might have told you already. I did it last year, and my two grandnieces that are, well, 13, 14, in that range. As soon as they saw, we were all sitting down to watch it. As soon as they saw it, they stood up and said, "We don't watch black and white movies," and they walked out. Oh my! Of course, I wanted to slap them, but that was probably not the appropriate.
It's okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, you got
Thank you.
two votes for it.
Unbelievable. And then they all just walked out. I went, "Oh my God."
We always watch Christmas Vacation on Christmas Eve.
Yeah. Oh well, we were
That's
the
so
Christmas
good.
vacation group. You know,
Watched
Gary.
multiple times in our home over the holidays, and everybody quotes every line. And it's like,
Yep. Yep.
I couldn't be more surprised if you sewed my head to the carpet.
I watched The Beast in Me.
Oh yeah. How is that?
Well, I mean, it's pretty violent.
Oh.
I mean, I liked it sort of. It's a thriller, you know. but pretty violent.
Yeah.
That's with Claire Danes, right?
Claire Danes.
Yeah, Claire Danes, yeah.
And the guy from, what's his name? He's from The Americans. Did you guys ever see The Americans?
I know about it, but never watched it. Yeah.
I tell you, The Americans, that's a really good series. If you're looking for a series, Gary, that's a good one.
Okay. You
Yeah.
started watching The Diplomat or something and
Yeah.
lost interest, but this wasn't our cup of tea. All right, guys, I'm going to call it a night.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds
All right.
good. Good to
Thank
see
you,
everybody.
Gary. Good
Thanks,
pick.
Gary.
All right,
Gary.
everybody.
Good pick.
All right,
Take
take
care.
care. See you guys.
Bye.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Garen.